What's good, YouTube? As requested, here we go. We got the Sky CPX2 9mm, and we are going to be changing the extractor. Okay, the extractor switch that is in the slide. So for YouTube, this gun is not loaded. Nothing in the magazine. Oh, I'm sorry. There is no magazine. Nothing in the barrel. All right. So with that being said, this is what we're going to do. You just watch the steps. This is what I do. Lock the slide back. Take my hand. Pull the pin out. Drop the pin. There we go. It's breakdown. All right. We are going to be doing the ejector, which would be right. Here's the ejector switch right here. I'll show you with this. This is the ejector switch. Okay, right there. That is going to be next. So we're going to set that aside. And we are going to take out the spring, guide rod, take out the barrel. Alright, we're going to set those parts aside, and here goes your slide. And I'm going to show you the ejector. Here's the pin that you have to get to. Alright, this is the pin, and you need a puncher. This is the puncher that I'm using because the ones I have are a lot bigger than this, so this is the smallest that I have. And it's effective. So here is the ejector right here. All right, see that little hook form on there? That's the ejector. Extractor, I apologize, that's the extractor. And here you go. This is the extractor on the opposite side of the slide. So what that extractor does is when the slide goes back, it pulls the bullet out. So it's bang. Once the bullet fires, it pulls back on the shell. Okay, this pulls back on the shell, pulls it back from the barrel, and then the ejector throws the bullet out. So it's boom, and it pulls back, and this is the hook that you have right here. You see that little hook right there? That little hook. That's what's going to pull the bullet out. So let's just jump into the video. So what I'm going to do is punch this out from the inside of the slide to the opposite side. Alright, so let's punch this out now. And you want to prop this up. Alright, so we're going to tap on this. Alright, you want to make sure we get this coming out. Alright. Alright, now, perfect puncher. So here you go. I'm going to show you the extractor started to come out. You see that? Alright, that's the pin. And there is the part that popped right out of there. See? There it is. There's the old extractor. So let me set this down. Don't want nothing popping out of there. I see the spring. Okay, they give you a new spring too, by the way. So here's the old one. They say there was a defect in this. I don't know why Sky didn't fix this problem. So you shouldn't have any more problems with a jam with this. So this is the old extractor. Alright. And this is the tooth that pulls the round out. So what will happen is just pretend everything is together. So in this slide, it's connected to the slide. Okay, so it would be I think this way, yeah. So anyway, it would come up with the slide, bang, bang, and it's pulling the bullet back with the hook, and then the ejector spits it out, and it goes back in the battery, bang, and pulls the bullet out with that hook. So let's just jump right into this. Let's get the new one. Here is the spring that is in here. See that? That is the spring. And they give you a new spring. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put a new spring in here, which I need to. Let me take this old pin out. See this pin? You want to put a new pin in. You don't have to, but it would be wise. I really like to put the parts back in the gun that belong in it. So we are going to put this part in here. Here is the new extractor and 2 new pins. So if you damage a pin, you could put another one in it. So let's just go ahead and get this out of here. right, nothing like new parts. So I'm gonna set them down. And the spring, let's get this spring out here and pop a new puppy in here. So here's the spring. And that is the spring. And the cool thing about this, I'm going to set that down with the old pen. Alright, you see right in there, a spring sits right over top of that pen. Okay, right there. So it's kind of good that nothing popped out of here. Usually when you take stuff apart, you put it back together, the opposite. But you can, if you ain't paying attention, you can have stuff flying everywhere. So here's the new spring. Now let's match that spring up with the other part. There's the right is the new, left is the old one. That spring isn't bad. I wouldn't pitch that. So we're gonna pop that right out, right down in there. See that? The spring is in there. Awesome. All right. Let me flip that spring around. You can see where that spring was cut. All right, we'll put that side down. It was shaved off by the tooling that cut it. Same with that side. It looks the same as the other one. All right, now, so now that that's down in there, we are going to put this extractor. This pin goes in here, and this goes down there. So we actually have to mash that down. So that's going to have to sit. Let me see where this sits at here. All right. Let's see how far the spring sat down. Okay, that spring went down a lot farther. All right. So, and actually the spring looks a little longer. That it is. So we're going to have to see if this spring is good. Now what I have to do is get this down in here so this hole lines up with that. Alright, so now we have the new extractor on here. The trick is getting this. Okay, I'm gonna have to see if this hole lines up. Now what I'm going to need is, now I don't like how that, alright, I can see right there. Alright, so the hole, you can see it from the top. There it is, right there. Alright, so I'm going to get the new pin ready. And pop that new pin down in there. So I'm not going to be able to start it until, alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this pin, I'm going to have to hold this with my thumb. Alright, now, yeah, this has to go just like that. So, I'm going to have to push really hard. Get this new pin down in there. That's the trick, people. So what I could do is pause this and get a pair of pliers and lock it on here, and it would keep this flush. Alright, or see there, that's the trick with the new spring. I don't want to put the old spring in here. So let's see if I could get at it at a different angle. Alright, I want to put this, I'll start this in here. This is what I'll do. I'll start it. Alright. That's what I'll do. I'll start the tapping of this. people, so I have a new pen puncher, and I'm going to start it, and then I'm going to push the I need a big puncher to cover the area. Then I'll push that in there and it'll go right in. Let's see something here. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm going to just start this real quick with a big puncher on there. Alright. The only difficulty with this is you need 2 hands, and you don't have 2, you only have 1. So it's like, okay, how do you put this in here? So I already figured it out, which I am mechanically inclined. So I'm going to start this in here. Here, we'll start that. There. So now that that's started, I'll give it a tap. Actually, what I could do is use the old pen. I think that would be a smart choice. Pen came out that way. Could I put it down frontwards? Duh. That's what I might have to do. So, yeah, that's what I'll have to do. It has to come down from the opposite side. Yeah, this pen is made kind of wide. I might have to use the old pen. Yeah, people, that's what I gotta do. I gotta use the old pen. Alright, the new one is pretty much. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, see that? I'm starting it, and then once it gets it, I'll put it in there and it'll catch. You don't want to go too far. Alright, so now that you have that like that, I'm going to put this here, the new extractor, and push on it, and it should line up, and then hammer down so it catches, but I have to push on this. Alright, so here, people, I'm going to have to cut the camera off. So what I'm going to do is push this down here with a tool, then tap on this, and a new extractor will be in there, and you are good to go, because you have to line that up. That is the only thing. You have to line up, and I don't have a pliers. Or wait a minute, I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Here it is. I had to get a tool to put around here. So what I'm going to do is put a pair of vice grips on here. I don't want to scratch up the gun, so I just put some cardboard here, and I'm going to match the holes up. Alright, I'm going to match the holes up. The hole. Alright, so I have to put it here. Put the cardboard here. And squeeze on this with the vice grips. And this would hold that in place where it needs to be. And you all get the picture. I'm gonna have to stop this.